Fascial maneuvers have 5 laws behind their philosophy. So the first one is intention. So what we put out is what we attract. It's all about that energy exchange, and that works with where is our focus going. So before you start a class, or before you do any of the fascial maneuvers, it's really important that you consider about the fact that you are going to work with your fascia. So setting that intention that I'm not worrying about my bones, I'm not worrying about that pain, but I'm going to connect with my fascia and I'm going to allow it to release and let go. Also, you can also set the intention of how do you want to feel at the end? Do you want to feel lighter? Do you want to feel more freedom? So really important that you take time to think about what is the intention? Why am I doing this? What do I want to get out of it? And to connect with your fascia. So law number 2 is working with the pin and lock, and it's one of the fundamentals. So pinning and locking, for example, is we can pull down on our elbow, pull the skin down and lock it into place there. So once we have done, and there's a few maneuvers where we can do that and then we move, but by the pinning and locking of the fascia there, we're holding the fascia into place. So we're locking the pressure in. And so nothing can move there. And then as we do the breath, because the breath has to go somewhere, so we've created a lock, and then that creates the breath to go, and using the pressure of the breath to open up the fascia in other areas. Law number 3. So that is looking at counter rotation. So we're not linear bodies. When we walk, we have counter rotation. So it's really important that we incorporate that into the fascial maneuvers. That's how our body works. It wraps around, and so the fascial maneuvers is showing how they're the natural part of the body. Law number 4 is looking at moving slowly. So fascia only moves at 4 centimeters per second. So we want to make sure that when we are moving around, so for example, if we're doing the elbow talk and we're moving around, that we're just going really slowly. We're not zipping around. So when we zip around, our body isn't able to relax, and we're actually engaging the musculoskeletal system instead of the fascia system. So it's really important that we move slowly throughout our movements. And the 5th law is one I've already touched on a bit, is the breath. So it is actually the breath that is opening up the fascia. That is what we're using to actually open up the fascia layers. So and using the pressure of the breath to really release some of those restrictions that you may be experiencing.